Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm making some chicken wings, some nice crispy chicken wings, and I have like 2 pounds of chicken wings here, and I'm just prepping them for the marinade. So I'm just making a couple of slits so that the marinade can seep right in there. Just make a slit there and one on the top, so that marinade can get right in there. And I'm going to marinate these with my spice blend here. My chicken wings, my spice blend here. I have 2 teaspoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. This is a Cajun seasoning, 2 teaspoons of Cajun seasoning. I have garlic salt, and I have some ground coriander. I have some ground cumin, some roasted ground cumin. I like that smoky flavor. And this is bullion powder, 2 teaspoons of bullion powder, some hot pepper flakes, and you have some black pepper. And that's about it. And that's what I'm going to season the chicken with. And also we'll use a couple of eggs and some hot sauce in that marinade, and just let it sit for a couple of hours. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing my my slicing here, and then I'll come back once we start seasoning and putting the marinade together. So along with my dry seasoning, I have here 2 eggs that I've whisked a little. I have 1 cup of buttermilk, a tablespoon of hot sauce, some rice wine vinegar. I'll use a little bit of that. This was red wine vinegar. I have some red wine vinegar. I'll use a couple of tablespoons of that, and some rice wine vinegar. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of that in there, along with some mustard. And this is going to break down the chicken and tenderize it, and we should have a lovely fried wings here. So let's go ahead and put this together. So first I'll do my dry seasonings, because I want to get all the dry seasoning. I want to get the dry seasonings, just mix them all together and get it all mixed in and get it on the chicken so that it can stay there and get into the crevices. Save some of this. I'll save a few tablespoons of this for my flour mixture, because I'll do some flour and cornstarch, and I'll add some of this seasoning into that mix, into that flour and cornstarch mixture. So let's go ahead and give this a nice massage, rub it all in there. We rub it all in there, and just add the egg in here. The buttermilk, the hot sauce, and just get in there with your hands and rub this in also. And we let this marinate for a couple of hours, maybe 2 hours or so. 2 hours, I would say. Just give this a good 2 hours, and we'll be back. Not forgetting our mustard, our rice wine vinegar. This is all part of the marinade. This is the end of my rice wine vinegar here. That's why I was going to use some red wine vinegar also. Just a few splashes in there to enhance that. Some regular yellow mustard. About 2 tablespoons of that. Let's give it a turn again. 2 hours in the marinade and we'll be good. So let's get our flour mixture together. And I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour here. And this is a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. 1/4 cup of cornstarch with the 2 cups of the more cornstarch you put, the crispier it's gonna get. But I'm just using a 1/4 cup right now. And this is the rest of the seasonings, the dry seasoning. And just use a whisk and just get it all incorporated, all mixed in. So it's the cornstarch, the flour, and the dry seasoning, the rest of the dry seasoning. Reserved a couple tablespoons of that for the flour mixture. So now that the flour is all mixed in with the seasonings and the cornstarch, I'll be back when the marinating is done and I'm ready to fry them in the beautifully hot oil. I'll use some vegetable oil, some fresh vegetable oil. So I'll be back. So it has been 2 hours since our chicken wings have been marinating. So you just take them out and shake off the excess batter here. And since this is almost a batter on its own, you just have to dredge them once. You don't have to dredge them twice, but you just have to make sure that it's all covered, that every aspect of the chicken, every part of the wing is covered in the flour mixture, which is cornstarch, the rest of the dry seasoning, and the flour, dry seasoning, and the cornstarch. And you'll take them out and shake off the excess flour and let them rest. I have them resting here for about 15 minutes or so before I put them in the hot oil. So we'll just do that, get all our wings coated with the flour, and I'll be back. Well, I have all my wings dredged in the flour cornstarch mixture, and so now we'll let them sit for about 15 minutes, and we're going to fry them twice. We're going to fry them first at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to fry them at a 350 temperature, and then we'll do a set for about 1 minute and get that crust to form. And we're going to fry them a second time at 300, where you'll get the inside to cook. So it's going to be a double frying process with the wings, and we'll achieve a nice crispy and well cooked wing. Okay, so I'll be back. So we'll do the first fry at 350. Try not to crowd the pan. For about 1 minute. Once that crust forms, we'll take it out. So we've completed our first fry at 350 and got a nice crust on the chicken. We're going to do the second fry at 300 so that we can get the inside cooked and get that nice brown color. So the second fry is going to be for 5 to 6 minutes, or until you get that, you achieve your golden brown color. Cheers.